Hi guys, today I'm going to create a page in my notebook with these couple of photos here, and I'm going to use this stamp set. This is the Simple Words version 2 from Citrus Twist to create a super simple pattern paper. So I'm just starting with the stamp set itself, and I've peeled off the backing. Now here's the trick, you're going to need a block that is big enough to fit the entire 4x6 stamp set on top of it. So you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just using a little bit of double-sided tape on all four corners and the center. I've left every single one of those stamps onto their backing, and the double-sided tape is going onto the front of that backing. I'm going to peel off the tape, the back of the double-sided tape, and I'm going to stick that entire stamp set down onto my block. Now you could potentially do the same thing if you don't have a stamp block that is big enough to fit the 4x6 stamp on it. You could potentially use maybe a plate from a die cutting machine or anything flat. It is going to be an advantage if you can see through it though. Now I'm going to ink up my entire stamp set. I'm going to just use my Memento Tuxedo black ink, and then try and keep that as straight as possible and stamp that down on my paper. I am just using a piece of A4 computer paper. I want it sort of as thin as possible so that I can put it into my notebook, but you could also repeat this technique with a slightly heavier card to create a journal card or something for your pocket pages. You could even do it on a 12x12 piece of paper if you wanted to. It would just take slightly more repeat stamps, but you can see how quickly I can fill up a page with this stamp set. Now I've gone up and down the page, the piece of paper there vertically, and then I'm just going to start again and do another column and repeat this process until the pattern is full of stamps. And then once your piece of paper is completely stamped, all you need to do is remove the stamp set from your block, pull off those little pieces of double-sided tape and put the backing back onto it. No harm, no foul, no tiny little words to place back onto your stamp set. Everything is as it was and you have a brand new piece of pattern paper. Now I want to add something a little bit to this rather than just leave it black and white, and here's somewhere that you could customize this to however you want. I am just going to highlight a few of these phrases with a couple of different shades of blue highlighter. I've chosen blue because they match my photo, but you can pick whatever color is appropriate to your layout. And now I've got my new pattern paper, I can go ahead and put this page together in my notebook super quickly. The first thing I'm going to do is just trim down a couple of pieces to fit the same size as my notebook pages, and then glue those straight into the notebook. I'm working from the middle out because I do want my pattern to meet in the middle of the notebook. Although I've trimmed down the middle, that's purely so that the notebook can actually open and shut without having a folded piece of paper in there. I do want the pattern to match, so that's why I'm starting from the middle and working out. And I love how this pattern looks. It's so simple and so subtle. It's perfect for an entire page like this in my notebook. So I've trimmed my little photos down, and you're going to use some pattern paper from the Pocket Life kit. This one is the little clouds, and it's really pretty, and of course it goes so perfectly with this layout, which is about the freezing cold weather that we've been having. I don't want to put my photos just straight down on top of that pattern paper though. It's still got quite a lot of white in it, and I'm going to lose them, I think. So I'm going to mat them on a couple of the other pattern papers that are in the kit. There's this really pretty, I think it's a floral, blue and white floral, and then this pattern here, which just reminds me of winter. It just looks so icicle-y. So I've just matted them a couple of times, and you can see how that helps them stand off both the pattern paper that we created and that sky pattern paper as well. Plus it adds a little bit of color, which is also a bonus. Now these are the alphas that I had left from the kit, not a lot of E's in there, so I had gone ahead and tried to make as many words as I can, and that's sort of it was the basis for this layout really. I managed to make the word cold, and that suited the day so perfectly, so I took a couple of photos and that's what's going in my notebook. Again, I'm keeping everything as blue as I can, so I found a couple of labels on the cut apart sheet that were blue, and I'm just cut them out and then trimmed down just little slivers of them so that I can stick them underneath my photos. It just adds another couple of layers without adding too much bulk, but also keeps that monochromatic theme going, the totally cold feeling of this page. I started putting my title down there on the right hand side, but it was looking a little busy, a little sort of clustered over there. So I added another piece of that label to the left hand side and then popped my title over there, so cold. And now I'm just looking to see how else I might want to embellish this page. I do want to keep it reasonably simple, but it just feels like it needs a little something else. And I really like these cork stickers just because it adds just a tiny bit of warmth to the page. And I know I've been trying to keep it as cold as possible so far, but that contrast of having that little warmth and the slightly textured look of the cork is just going to help lift the page a little bit. Now I wanted to add it at the top of the page, so I did move that photo up so that it covers both the photo and hits the top of the page there. And when I was thinking about where I could add some journaling on this page, the blank space of the sky in this photo just seemed perfect, so I'm just going to add that in a super light grey pen and then call this page done. Do give creating your own pattern paper a go. It couldn't be easier with this trick of just using the entire stamp set as it is. You don't do any damage to your stamp set and you get a full page of pattern super quickly. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you want to keep watching, there's a couple more videos on screen, or why not check out my Patreon page because there are even more videos over there. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!